The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the opinions of the staff or management of Visionary Related Entertainment.
Aloha and good afternoon. Welcome to Maui Nonprofit Notes, the weekly show where we talk story with Maui's nonprofit executive directors and staff to find out how they are helping and working to support the needs of the Maui community. See, I try to read that. Last week I didn't try to read it and I went straight through it. It's like, whatever. Anyway, we're sponsored by the Pacific Source, Maui's best source for building materials with a cabinet and appliance showroom open to the public in the Waikapu Base Yard. I'm Susie Tiemann, Interim Executive Director of Lokahi Pacific and President of the Maui Nonprofit Directors. Today we have a couple of guests with us that are going to talk about some, actually kind of two ends of the spectrum, I guess, if you will. We have Sharon Kepler, who's going to be talking about Goodwill, and we have Lisa Morrison, who's going to be talking about Keiki Kokua. Good afternoon, ladies.
Good afternoon. Hi there.
Hi. So we're gonna kick off here with Sharon talking about, I think you're going to talk about the big event coming up Saturday, huh?
That is, I'm going to spend my whole time talking about that.
Okay, that's great, because everything I saw on it says there's going to be so many organizations involved and so many things to do, and it's all going to be over at the soccer field in the War Memorial Overflow area.
Yes, so the War Memorial Overflow Field is what Parks and Recreation call it, but a lot of us longtime residents know it as the soccer field.
I gotcha. Okay. All right. So we've got, it's called The Gathering the Good of Maui.
Yes.
Tell us about that. Where'd you come up with that title?
You know, the idea and the vision kind of was born about a year ago when we realized that we, as employment counselors, don't know all the resources available to our clients. And so they will come to us with questions or issues or problems, and we were frantically searching for another resource to help them. So I thought, let's do a community resource fair, get all these nonprofits, all these agencies together in one place, like a one-stop shop for the community residents to find out what's available to them. Because a lot of the times we think it's Maui, we're on a small island, we don't have something that can help me for whatever it is. So it's been a year in the making, sort of. We actually went heavily into planning it just a few months ago. But the idea was over a year.
Wow. Now, a lot of times when we think about Goodwill, we think about the job training and working with people, getting them ready for interviews, job interviews, etc. But you're going to go beyond that.
Yes, we are. Like you said, our mission is, to really help people overcome employment barriers so that they can become self-sufficient. And a part of that is our educational programs, the job readiness training, learning how to write a resume, how to interview, even job retention, right? If you have the job, how do you keep that job?
Good point.
Yeah, so we definitely do all that. But yes, another factor into that is, the overcoming the barriers part. We are not experts in everything. So we need to feed off of other nonprofit agencies to help us help our clients. And a lot of the times they're dual clients. They actually are a part of other agencies as well. So this collaboration effort of the Community Resource Fair is just really stamping it in Maui County that, all of us nonprofit agencies work together. We like each other. We all get along, and we're here to serve you.
That's terrific. So now, do you have a list of who all is going to be there, or would that take longer than the show?
No, I mean, okay. We have about 26 nonprofit agencies.
Terrific.
And they roam from, and not all of them are nonprofits, because we do have educational institutions involved as well. So like UH Maui College is going to be there, and we also have Keiki resources, child resources, so child services like maybe Little Explorers. But yeah, we've got some financial literacy types of agencies. We've got health agencies. We have employers that are hiring actually as well that are going to be there to let you know what open positions they have that they're looking to fill. So, I mean, really,
wow.
Just come on by and see what it's all about. A lot of the booths will be giving, free giveaways, takeaways at their booth, of course, their brochures. But we're also going to have a Keiki corner because we know that this kind of event may not be so fun for the children, and so we put a Keiki corner totally free. Kids will play games, they get free prizes. We're gonna have a bouncy castle by Keiki Castles is donating that to us, and food booths. Of course, people need to eat. That is for purchase, of course, but it's a fundraiser for the nonprofits that are having the food booths and the drink booths there. And then, of course, we have entertainment.
That's quite a lineup, what I saw.
Yeah, we got Willie K, man. How do you like that, right?
How do you beat that? Yeah.
So we've got a lot of things going on, and it's from 10 to 3. Come on down. There's going to be tons of door prizes. We're giving out door prizes every half hour, and not just one, but multiple in those half-hour increments. And there's going to be door prizes for the kids and door prizes for the adults. I mean, I cannot tell you. We have had over 60 agencies and businesses really pull together to do this. Because we're a nonprofit, we didn't have any budget, really.
Right.
We're not charging the agencies to participate, and we're not charging people to come in from the community. So it took a lot of effort on our part to see who out there really supports the nonprofits and really wants the community to be strengthened as a whole. So that's kind of...
And nothing quite like this has ever happened before, has it?
I don't think at this magnitude.
Right. Yeah.
I think there might have been smaller little things like this, but this is a pretty big event that we've dove right into.
Well, I know that the visibility for Goodwill on Maui has just increased tremendously now. When you started, about 3 years ago? Was that the start of Goodwill?
I think they were here maybe a year or two prior to me coming on board. But at the time that I came on, there was only 2 programs, and now we have 6. So we've definitely grown each year, and we're looking to continue to grow. There's other programs out there that we can definitely do and service our community with.
So I'm going to put you on the spot. What are the 6 you've got right now?
Okay, so we have the SNAP ENT program. We have the First to Work Maui County. It's changed names. First to Work Vocational Rehab, Job Connections, Imi Loa, and the See Hawaii Work program, which is our employer partnership program with subsidized monies for payroll purposes if you hire our clients.
Okay. We were talking last week with, who was it? Akalima o Maui. And trying to get some of their participants out and being hired. And one of the things that came up, we were talking about how there are some subsidized programs out there that if they qualify, can really help an employer be able to spend the time with a new employee.
Absolutely.
And train them, because it's not like you're, double doing because you have to pay as well as neglect your job to teach them, so to speak. And so is that a fairly significant size program for you?
Yeah, I mean, we're really successful. We have a lot of great employers out there that are our partners, and we have a lot of great clients that we would love to, send over and interview. And, of course, it's up to the employer to choose. They don't have to pick who we send them. But, we pre-screen the clients. We make sure that they meet the, skills and the abilities and the requirements of the position, making sure that it's a match with the employer, because we get to know our employers and their culture and, who the managers' styles are and whatnot. So usually if you go through our subsidized employment program, you're a little bit ahead of the game in the hiring process.
So now, is this all kinds of positions?
Oh, yeah, it all depends. Any position that an employer out there that has vacant right now can give us a call and open a job order, and we'll go through our client list and see if we've got somebody available for them.
Okay, so it's not just a desk job in an office, but it can also be working outside. It
Anything.
could be driving a vehicle.
Yep, anything.
Okay, that's terrific. Is there an age?
Well, the See Hawaii Work program goes hand in hand with the Department of Human Services. So they would have to be referred to a First to Work program, and which means that it would be financial assistance related, if that's, yeah.
Okay. Now, how do they get referred?
They would have to apply through the Department of Human Services for financial assistance.
Okay.
But we do have our other programs that are not related to the subsidized part of it, but have tons of clients that we can refer to on an unsubsidized employment plan. So that's like our Job Connections and our Imi Loa program. Imi Loa is the immigrant services. So if you're a non-U.S. citizen, it's a great program. It helps you with ESL, basic financial literacy, as well as all the job readiness training as well.
That's terrific, because one of the hardest parts of hiring an immigrant is the communication.
Absolutely.
And so you're right there working with them as they get hired, and
yeah.
they actually take an ESL class.
We have an in-house ESL program that we do. It's more of a warming up stage, right? To give them the confidence and the basic level to feel confident to then go to a real ESL program, maybe through the Maui School of Adults or whatnot.
Okay, yeah, because I would think that'd be very scary. I mean, I know what language does to me,
Right.
any language, so I just have an inkling of what.
Yeah, it's a challenge. Our employment counselor, though, for that program is from a Micronesian background, so it very versed in both languages. So, and has learned it himself. So it's almost like his experience is inspiring to our clients,
They
and it really
understand.
motivates them. Yeah, exactly.
I've been there. Is that what kind of the It seems like that helps.
Absolutely.
You're just not a stranger trying to teach or throw something at somebody.
Yes.
You've actually been there, done that.
They can relate really well to each other.
Now, the first program that you mentioned, Snap something.
Oh, SNAP ENT. So that is connected to the food stamps program.
Okay.
So our clients in that program are receiving food stamps. And so, again, it's the same process of the kind of supports and services that we offer in all of our programs, with the, overcoming barriers, looking for other resources, the job readiness training. But again, the clients that go to that program would be qualified or referred to us by the food stamps offices.
Okay. Now, is the process trying to wean them off of food stamps?
Yes.
By training them to be able to go out and get a job,
Yes.
or improve their position.
Goodwill's mission is to be self-sufficient, and so that would mean to not be on food stamps or financial assistance eventually. And we understand that people need that to get back up on their feet, to kind of get the ball rolling, to get their life to a nice level of confidence and self-sufficiency. But ultimately, we want them to be off of that. Financial assistance is limited to 5 years in your lifetime now, with the welfare reform. And so we encourage our clients who even to just not utilize it all at once. You never know what's going to happen in the future, the emergencies or the new babies that are going to be coming. If you're planning on having multiple babies, with each child, life gets more expensive. So save it up, kind of a thing. So, but every client is different. Everybody's needs are different. And so we definitely cater to the individual and what they need. And if it's, they need it now, then we won't push them to come off of it. We'll help them wherever they are in life.
So you were talking about the 5-year limitation, which started, 10 years ago or so? Maybe even more.
Gosh, Susie put me on the spot.
Oh,
I
I'm
don't
sorry.
know.
Okay.
It's been a while. It was before I became an employment counselor at Goodwill.
Okay, but it's been around a while.
It has.
I'm thinking it was under Clinton.
It could very well be. I do know that it was.
Towards the end of...
It was to encourage people to not rely on it as their way of living. You know?
Right.
It's to help you, not to.
So it was. I found it interesting when you said that since you only have 5 years, don't use it all up now. Use what you need now, and hopefully get some training, find a job, and maybe that job is not really what you wanted for the long run, but it gets you off of the assistance for now, and you can search for that real job, if you will, and be trained. They can stay with you guys to be trained for the job they want. And then should something happen, like another recession or whatever, and then they can always go back on the food stamps if necessary.
Exactly. And, in the job market right now, employers don't like to see long gaps of employment. They like to see that you keep busy. So we also have in those programs the volunteering aspect of it, to fill in those gaps of employment, as well as to build references, to build those skills, to expand on your job set. And again, it's all individualized. It really is. Our employment counselors spend a lot of time and, energy and compassion with their clients to really get to know them, to kind of figure out where they are and what they want, and then we just help them along the way.
The volunteering piece is something that's kind of astounded me, and that's come really under the spotlight the last few years, where your volunteerism, when you're not working, can help you build the resume for the job that you really want, because you can go out and help a company in that position or building up to that position as a volunteer, and put that down on your resume.
Absolutely.
And I think I've seen where some people have been hired
Yes.
as a result of volunteering for somebody.
Yeah.
That they can, step right into the job.
Exactly, because they've already been trained. They know the people. They know their personality styles, their behaviors. Exactly. It's
Right.
a wonderful program. And it gets you out there in the community. You're networking. A lot of jobs are filled by word of mouth.
Right.
So if you're just staying at home or looking on the internet or looking through the newspaper, your chances are lowered,
Yeah,
really. It's
right.
really getting out there and having confidence. Talk about your skills. Be comfortable to talk about your skills and show it,
And we've got a prime example about talking about their skills coming up with a word from Pacific Source.
Aloha from Pacific Source, and thank you for your support over the years. Pacific Source has offered more of what builders and homeowners value most in building materials and cabinet design. We've done this by offering superior customer service and products, as well as by designing kitchens and baths that are intelligent and elegant while staying true to your vision and budget. Visit our showroom in Waikapu in Central Maui, where we display a variety of cabinets as well as top-name appliances like Sub-Zero, Wolf, Viking, KitchenAid, and more. We display countertops, tile and wood flooring, and several brands of windows and doors, including Fleetwood multi-slides and La Cantina folding doors. Come in and talk to our designers about making your dreams become a reality. From concept to completion, we really believe our attention to detail and superior service are what sets us apart. Let us show you what we mean. We are a Pacific Source at 515 East Oahe Way in the Consolidated Base Yard in Waikapu, just off Waiko Road. Call us at 986-0380. That's 986-0380, or look us up online at packsource.com.
Aloha, and we're back. This is Maui Nonprofit Notes, where we talk story with Maui's nonprofit executive directors to find out how they're working to support the needs of Maui's community. And in the first 15 or 20 minutes, we've been talking with Sharon Kepler, executive director of Goodwill. Is that Goodwill Maui?
It's Goodwill Industries of Hawaii.
Okay.
We are
Maui director or something.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. All of these large national organizations have statewide organizations, and we had Red Cross on the other week, and it was like, okay, it's the Hawaii chapter, the Maui director, and it's okay. It's, for those of us who work with small nonprofits who are just Maui, we don't think that big. But it's a terrific organization. I remember working with the folks over on Oahu when I had my newspaper, and a lot of good stuff coming out of Goodwill.
Thank you.
It's awesome, and
It's a wonderful company. They really do walk the talk. They love their employees. They take very good care of their employees.
And the state director's been there a long time. Mm-hmm. She's a shining example of how to build and maintain.
Yes.
While you're
Laura
building.
Robertson Smith, she's our CEO, and she's everywhere.
Yeah.
She knows a lot of people, and she stays very connected and on top of everything. So
Yeah.
we're fortunate.
That's what it takes. Whether you're big or small, you gotta. We've been talking about that, being connected, and that's what, of course, the executive directors are. We're connected through our nonprofit directors association, and I can't. I keep saying this. The radio show has helped me learn so much about all the different agencies, and we think that by the time we become president of the organization, we should know all this about every agency. We've got 62 members, I think, or something. And it's like, okay, there's some areas where we collaborate with each other because we do similar kinds of things or do the next step, if you will. And you were kind of talking about that here in talking about the gathering of the good of Maui, how that's the whole point of Saturday.
Yes.
Is here's what we can do, here's what they can do. What do you need? Tell us. And they're all in one place.
Yep, exactly. And
So-
usually, if you go to a booth and they're not the ones that can provide that service, they probably will know somebody that can, and then will refer you to them if they have a booth, or give you a contact phone number at the very least.
And that's the thing that I think is so terrific about Maui, is that we do share information, resources, etc. On Oahu, it's not that way. Actually, on the other islands, it's not either, and that's too bad for them.
Kind of true, yes.
Yeah.
We're very, very good at working together here.
Yeah.
And which is why the gathering the good of Maui, it's all the people that just want the best for Maui and have the have good things to offer to all of our residents, and we're just gathering all in one place.
Right. So tell us who some of the people are that we can find there on Saturday.
So some of the participating agencies, let me just flip through my thing. We got Catholic Charities of Hawaii, Consumer Credit Counseling Services of Hawaii, Maui County Immigration Services, Easter Seals, the American Red Cross, Habitat for Humanity. We got Aloha School of Massage. Maui Economic Opportunity is going to be there. We also have the Hospice Maui, Hands on Maui, KHAO, that's the homeless shelter down here in Wailuku. We got a program Ulupono from PACT. Kalimo Maui is going to be there. The American Heart Association, Maui Job Corps, I had said earlier UH Maui College. And then we have some support groups too. We've got Overeaters Anonymous coming, Al-Anon coming, and the program Be a Jerk. Have you guys heard that one yet?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, so we're very excited. Let's see. Women Helping Women is going to be there. We got Little Explorers and Kama'aina Kids for the children's side. So, I mean, we really do have a little bit of everything. And if they're not what you're looking for, they probably know who to push you in the right direction for whatever your needs are.
That's a tremendous list. It's almost the membership list of the nonprofit directors.
Yeah. And I'm sorry if I missed everyone. I was kind of trying to read fast, but
Yeah.
I'm sure I probably did. But come on down and see who's there.
Well, when you think about some of these agencies that you've mentioned have so many different programs within the agency that I can't think of anything you've missed as far as a service or a program that somebody could be interested in. And it's neat that you're going to have them all in one place.
Absolutely. And I do remember one that this was a learning experience for me that I had no idea. So Maui Youth and Family Services is going to be there as well. And they're connected to Aloha House, which
Right.
I didn't know that. I don't know why. I just always thought Aloha House was like their own entity, but they are umbrellaed over
Right, there's
something
actually
else's.
3 of them.
So yeah,
that are
and there's
together.
the Malama
Malama, Recovery Center.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for me, it's just been a learning experience as well.
That's cool.
And so now I feel I'm pretty tapped in resources. You can ask me who to go for what, and I'll be like, here you go, and here's the number, and I might even give a contact name.
Okay, so we call Sharon at what number to find out?
Yeah, right.
Where are you? At 44...
Well,
Oh, that's your 800? No.
yeah, so our office number is 442-8913. And you can get a hold of me there, or any of our staff is pretty. After this, my staff is just as knowledgeable as me. I'm telling you, it's just been a wonderful experience. But hey, Susie, I wanted to share some of our sponsors.
Please.
Because they are not having booths, but they have been a tremendous help to us. I mean, without them, we couldn't have done this. Just kind of going down my list, we've got Community Workdays letting us use some of their recycling bins. We've got, I said earlier, Keiki Castles is providing the bouncy castle. Maui Disposal is giving us our 2 dumpsters. And if you've ever done an event at a park, a county park, they have this list that you have to check mark. And if you don't get these things on the list, then you won't get your permit. So some of these things were just an absolute necessity. Akamai Rentals have helped us out with the porta potties. Maui Rents is helping us out with some tents and tables and chairs. Handley Rentals is also helping us with some tents and chairs. GP Roadway Solutions is helping us out with like cones and safety. Koapuna is working as our security guards.
Wow.
So that's awesome. And then we're going to also have a first aid tent. And I just want to say, there's a bunch of nurses out there, and Dr. Kepler is going to be manning the first aid booth. So you're going to be in safe, good hands while you're here.
Kepler, that's a familiar name.
Yeah. No relation. I'm just kidding. We are related. But we also needed a generator. And so Hawthorne Cat donated that. And then with the generator, we needed a spider connector. And I'm learning a lot more about that stuff, too. Service Rentals and Supplies have supplied the spider connector. I mean, it's just been a plethora of just organizers really just coming together and saying, hey, we want to help you out. We think that your mission is great. We think the Gathering of the Good of Maui is going to be a great event. We want to support it.
Isn't it incredible how this community does come together?
It really is. I mean, I was crossing my fingers for a lot of this stuff, and it just like, here you go.
We know that when there's an emergency, this community comes together. But when it comes to something like this, as you said, the Gathering of the Good, for the good of everybody, it's by the goodness of all these sponsors that you're able to do it.
Absolutely. Okay, I'm not done because
Okay.
I really want to let these guys know how thankful I am, and
Okay.
they're getting some airtime today from me. We're doing lots of door prizes, I said earlier. So let me just throw out to you guys who has helped us out in these door prizes. We've got Paradise Video, YMCA. Aloha Mixed Plate, Leota's Pie and Kitchen Shop, Star Noodle, Pukalani Superette, Ululani Shave Ice, Locomotion, Maui Clothing Company, Hilo Hatties, and it's amazing. I mean, and these are not small
Right.
things. I mean, it's gift certificates and good quality items.
Dinner.
Yeah.
I hear dinner in there.
Yes, absolutely.
At the YMCA, I also hear workouts.
Yeah. Hey, it goes hand in hand.
know.
You go eat and then you're going to go work out. Now, Koei Kaika has given us some baseball tickets.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so all walks of life on this island has really supported us.
That's
we
tremendous.
really are thankful.
That is tremendous, and it's been a long time since we've heard somebody say, I can't find sponsors. Or nobody will give anything. I mean, you've just read the who's list of the givers.
And I got to say, I think I probably, again, missed some people, and I apologize, but we'll have a nice banner out there,
There
on
you
Saturday.
Go. There you go. Now you've got Willie K as your headliner, and you've got some other
We do.
people that we may have heard of.
Yep, and again, these guys are all doing it by volunteering. So yes, Willie K. We got the Kinke Kaulike High School Drama Club's going to be doing some stuff, and that program has just been growing. It's an amazing group of kids. We also have Hoopnotize, which is a fun new exercising type of
Hoopnotize?
program. They're coming down. We got Freedom Express Clowns for the kids. Let's see who else. We got the Kalama Intermediate School Ukulele Band. I think they go by the Poly class.
I
And
heard
then
them on the way to Lanai the other weekend.
they're great.
They're cool.
I've heard them too. They were playing at Pukalani Elementary 5th grade banquet or something, and I was like, these kids are amazing. And then we've got Latina's Dance and Fitness Studio. Again, they're going to be doing some Tahitian fitness and some Zumba. We've got Joe Benedette. He actually, I think, opened for Kenny Loggins this past weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what I heard. And then we've got a couple of local artists too. We've got the brothers Kaneali'i, Ryan and Jordan, and then we have Daniel Alana and Damon Perillo. So I mean,
Cool.
it's jam packed, guys. I mean, everybody's doing back to back stage spots, and in between we're throwing in the door prizes. So yeah, it's gonna be an exciting event.
It's going to be a busy, 5 hours?
Yes,
10 to 3. Woo!
for you guys, it's gonna be a lot longer for us.
Yeah, you're getting into that push period now.
Yes.
This is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's
And then-
exciting though. I can't wait.
bet.
I can't
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah. It's terrific. Well, I hope this becomes the first annual.
Yes, that's what everybody's telling me.
Yeah.
And I agree. I think that is if it's a successful event, as I know it will be, then we'll definitely do it again next year. And
That's if it's as successful as you think it's going to be.
yeah,
We know it's going to be
I want
successful.
people. Yes, people come down.
Everybody come.
Yeah, everybody come. It's free.
And we were talking earlier about other things that are going on Saturday, but that doesn't mean you can't touch on most of them.
Absolutely. And we're definitely going to be plugging the other events from our entertainment stage on Saturday. But yeah, Hui no Ke'olapono is having their thing across the street at Cameron Center. So that's an easy jaunt to change, facilities or events. And then I think there's an Okinawan festival happening at Maui Mall. And then I know that Maui Family Services is doing their annual Father's Day event at Kahumanu, I believe. But yeah, I mean, we're all right there. We're all within maybe a 5-minute drive. Hit them all up. Go get the best you can out of Maui on this Saturday.
Right. Terrific. Well, we wish you good luck. Yeah,
Thank you.
You're on it. You've got the good of Maui. It's good in it all the way through.
Thank you very much.
So thank you for organizing this, and look forward to hearing the report.
Oh yes,
and
I guess I'm
seeing
gonna have
the
to sign
crowd.
up for this show again.
You're
huh?
gonna have
As
to
a
come back and tell us how
follow-up.
it went. Yeah, you don't want them to
will.
take my word for it
I
because
will.
I like everything.
Well,
So-
thank you, Susie. I
But it's
appreciate it.
terrific, and thank you for all you've done in the 3 years you've been with Goodwill here on
Oh,
Maui,
well.
and how you've grown the programs, and like she said, just give her a call at 442-8913
Yep.
and find out how Goodwill can help you make your life better tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Susie.
Now we're going to turn over a little bit here and talk about, we're going to talk about kids, or we're going to talk about things for kids?
Both.
Okay, good. Keiki Kukua started out, what, about 5 years ago?
It's been 7 years.
Has it been 7? Mm-hmm. See, look at that. Boy, I tell you, time flies when you're having fun. And you guys have just grown just amazing at what you've been able to do. And a big part of that growth has been your store.
That's right. The thrift store actually celebrated its 3rd anniversary this
Wow.
February. And so we're really glad to see that it's doing well. It was the County of Maui that helped us get started with it, and they've been great partners for us with that. We really appreciate that from them. And now we are looking to, it's interesting, we're following on the Goodwill Industries talk, because we're looking to expand our foster youth employment program there at the store.
Really?
Yeah, we specifically serve foster, adoptive, guardianship, and kinship families here in Maui County. And so as part of that, we know that foster youth are particularly at risk for some of the homelessness and lack of job skills that can be endemic. And for them, we want to be able to give them an extra push and an extra helping hand to get started with that. So we've got staff at the store who work with kids when they come in, and sometimes we recruit out of volunteers that we have or out of our community service participants, but we're specifically looking to serve foster and former foster youth. And so it can be anyone as low as age 14, although that's going a bit low, but it depends on the maturity of the individual, on up to 22
Wow.
years old. Yeah, because sometimes you need that help even after you have aged out of the system,
Yeah.
for example. But we encourage anyone who is interested in applying to either stop by the store and fill out an application. We're located at the Haiku Marketplace at 810 Haiku Road. They can fill out an application and specifically state that they're a former foster youth or a foster youth still in care. Or they could contact me at the Kokua line. And my number there is 573-4972.
So now, when you're talking about the kids stay in the foster youth program, what, to 18 or 20?
It depends.
It depends.
Some foster youth would be there for short term.
Okay.
And the thing about it is, here in Maui County and statewide, actually, the focus is on family reunification. So
Okay.
kids are staying in foster care for less time than they used to. And many times they do go back home, but they're still in need of some help.
Right. There's still some assistance
Yeah.
or another shoulder to lean on or
Right.
or
Exactly.
somebody to talk to.
Exactly. And sometimes they need help understanding how it is that you work with people in the workplace. Some of the challenges that we've run into are kids calling but not knowing how to ask for what they want on the phone, not being able to say, I would like to come in and interview for a job. And they need that help to kind of learn, okay, this is how you approach it. This is what you wear when you show up to interview for a job. When you've set a time that you're going to come in and you're going to have your interview, you show up at that time.
There's a lot of people out there that could take a little cue from that one.
And it's one of those things where, right, it can be a struggle for anyone. But for sometimes people who haven't had the modeling that they need in order to get this done, we're there to help them with that. Also, just maintaining once they're in the workplace. We've had some interesting fits and starts with any program, finding out that, okay, we needed to be more specific about what the commitment was going to be hourly and what kinds of skills were going to be required on the job, but also how do you go about asking for more when you're done with the work that you've done? Because, it comes down to things like that. Like you'll say, hey, are you ready to do something else? Oh, yes, I was just waiting. Well, don't wait.
Say,
hey,
what can I do next? Yes.
You know what it's like. There's a difference between someone that's willing to say, I'm done with what I have. Is there anything I can help you with? That makes a huge difference.
Right.
In any profession.
Right.
So we're looking to help them do that.
And it also puts them top of mind with whoever they're helping, because this was somebody who really wanted to help, not just had to do this sort of a thing. It's that almost back to that volunteering thing. It's like, I can do more. Let me have some more to do.
Exactly. Well, and just like you were talking about with Sharon, many times the the experience that you get working a program specifically like this gives you the in for getting a job. We're absolutely open to hiring someone that comes out of our foster youth employment program for a longer term position at our thrift store.
Cool. On that note, we're going to take another break and listen.
Aloha from Pacific Source, and thank you for your support over the years. Pacific Source has offered more of what builders and homeowners value most in building materials and cabinet design. We've done this by offering superior customer service and products, as well as by designing kitchens and baths that are intelligent and elegant while staying true to your vision and budget. Visit our showroom in Waikapu in Central Maui, where we display a variety of cabinets as well as top-name appliances like Sub-Zero, Wolf, Viking, KitchenAid, and more. We display countertops, tile and wood flooring, and several brands of windows and doors, including Fleetwood multi-slides and La Cantina folding doors. Come in and talk to our designers about making your dreams become a reality. From concept to completion, we really believe our attention to detail and superior service are what sets us apart. Let us show you what we mean. We are a Pacific Source at 515 East Oahe Way in the Consolidated Base Yard in Waikapu, just off Waiko Road. Call us at 986-0380. That's 986-0380, or look us up online at packsource.com.
Aloha, but we're back again. This is the Maui Nonprofit Notes, the weekly show where we talk story with executive directors of our nonprofit agencies who are telling us what's going on out there. Lisa just started as executive director at Kehikokua about 6 months ago.
That's right.
And it's like, are you ready for this? The organization, what we said was what? 5 years old?
7 years old.
7 years old. I did that before, didn't I? I said 5, and you
That's
corrected
all right.
me. 7 years old, and as what's your background, or what brought you there?
Oh, that's a good question. I have a background in education and also in filmmaking. When my husband and I moved to Maui 3 years ago, we knew we were going to need to diversify our income a bit. So I went back into teaching after been out of it for a little bit. Well, tutoring and homeschooling some kids, and then I've been working as an educational assistant at a school. And we also have been doing foster care for 2.5 years. That's how we really got into it.
I see.
And that's how we met Elda and Jim St. James, who founded Kehikokua. And Jim St. James was actually our foster care recruiter and trainer.
I see.
So we owe him a debt of gratitude for that. And it really did change, I think, the trajectory of our lives. And so we still do foster care. We work with Maui Youth and Family Services
Okay.
as therapeutic foster parents. And we sometimes have one and often have two youth in our home at a time. And it's been very rewarding.
Wow.
It's a very fulfilling experience, although at the same time it can be so aggravating. Right in the same sentence that I can be telling someone how nice it is to have a kid in our home, I can be getting a text message that they have been suspended and it is time to go pick them up, because that's what happens.
I see.
Yeah.
And now you have a child of your own.
Yes, we have a 6-month-old, and so I don't know what it is that I decided to be new executive director at the same time I was new mom. So, yeah. But that's like-
Diversification. Is that diversification, or is that more of the same? I'm not sure.
or insanity is a possibility.
Yeah.
So, but we're really enjoying it.
That's cool.
I'm so fortunate that we have a very calm baby, and actually, the foster kids love him.
I'll
They
bet.
get a big kick out of him. Yeah.
bet.
So, and we've got teenagers in our house, so they love to play with the baby and hang out, and so I feel really fortunate that has worked out the way it
Yeah.
has. But that gave us sort of an inside view of what it's like for foster families and for foster kids. And so my husband and I both were on the board of directors at Kehikokua. And when it came time to do an executive transition, then I was asked if I was interested in moving up into the directorship. And it's been an interesting ride so far, and I'm looking forward to more. But things are really, I think, busy and doing well, and we're feeling good about them. And
Well, as I recall, some of the original things that Kehikokua was doing was like they had a pizza party once a year, and they were doing a lot with like suitcases and
Oh, yeah.
backpacks and things, because kids come to your home and their clothes are in a sack
Yeah.
or no clothes.
Oh yeah, we had a kid, temporary one over the weekend. Showed up on Thursday with 2 paper bags from the grocery store.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when he left, we gave him a bag. I said, I think maybe you need a bag, and I think I know a place that we might be able to get them.
Yeah.
So the thrift store has
The
been
thrift
great
store,
that
yeah.
way. Yeah. And what's nice about it is it started as a yearly luggage drive in which we would disperse
That's right.
luggage at the pizza party that we had each year on the beach at Baldwin Beach Park. But now, because we have the thrift store, it's fantastic that we can get luggage all year and be able to give out luggage all year. So it's a great resource, and I think that it's a very simple way that we can help out, and so we continue to do that.
Well, I remember when, excuse me, I remember when they were first looking for a site for the thrift store, and they knew they wanted to be up country. But just where did that mean? Pukalani, Makawao, what? And then they got the chance to go into the cannery, right?
It's over at the marketplace. Haiku
Marketplace. I'm sorry.
Everybody gets it confused.
I know. I didn't know there were two for the longest time.
Yeah.
And so anyway, they got the opportunity to go in there. Now you've doubled in size or more, haven't you?
Yeah, we have a storage area that's our sorting area off to the side, so people can pull right up and give their donations right at the door there.
Oh, wow.
That's great. Yeah, it's been fantastic.
And what started out being things basically for the kids has now expanded to just about everything.
Right. We have several different departments where we have clothing, we have jewelry, the electronics department, we have furniture department. There's books in the bookshelves, everything. But we can serve the whole community there in Haiku, and it's actually been very successful in a way that you realize, they did need this thrift store there after all.
The right place.
And what's great is we can continue to give a discount to foster families so that we're still serving our target population with a 30% discount all the time. And then a recent program that we've begun, it's been in place for 3 months, is it now? Where for first time in foster care children, they get a $50 shopping spree at the thrift store to help them out with clothing and things that they may need, because you don't always come into foster care with everything that you need in order to stay there in a new home. So yeah, we make that available, and we would like for more foster children to be able to take advantage of it. And all that's needed is to stop into the store, and it's available.
Just present yourself.
Yes, that's all it takes. So
Wow. Now, foster families traditionally take multiple kids. They don't usually just take one.
right.
I know a family who now has 4.
I know it's an unfortunate thing, the circumstances that we're in, where it's such a tough job that it's difficult sometimes to recruit enough families so that you could have, just 1 or 2 kids in a home. It is a difficult job. And also, I think people don't always realize how rewarding it can be. Also, statewide, there have been cuts over the last few years. And so foster families, like anybody else, are being asked to do more.
With less.
Yeah.
Right. Now, you don't actually have anything to do with matching people up.
No.
You are after that. So if someone is interested in becoming a foster parent, who do they contact?
Well, they are welcome to contact me at the Kokua line, 573-4972, so that I can route them to the right place.
Okay.
There's also Partners in Development. Ethan Aronson is their recruiter, and I think it's pidfoundation.org where he could be contacted.
Okay.
And also there's Maui Youth and Family Services, who we work with, and they're myfs.org. But again, since I work with them, I'd be happy to make an in-person contact for them if needed.
Cool.
To become foster parents. Yeah, May was Foster Care Awareness Month, and so I know they were out. Ethan arranged sign waving on the on the road, and we really we had some events up at the store, but we really always want to encourage people to become foster parents. We really need more,
And the need is growing. It's definitely not receding. It's growing.
Yeah.
Now, how does that start? I mean, the kids obviously don't start it. Do the kids end up in a system sometimes?
It's so varied.
Yeah.
Each case is so different. It's
Okay.
hard to say exactly how it happens, all ways.
Right.
But sometimes there is a CPS case.
Okay.
And that's opened,
That's
and
Child
an
Protective Services.
an
Okay.
investigation that would take place and then lead to an out-of-home placement. Sometimes families start by calling the crisis line, and that can lead to a referral into foster care. And there's just so many different avenues through which it happens, just like you and Sharon were talking about a lot of the agencies here coordinate with each other.
Right.
For that same reason, there may be different people out in the community
Right.
that for various reasons identify a need and then would be calling and asking for these kinds of
Right.
services for someone. So it can happen in several different ways.
Actually, thank goodness it can.
Yeah.
That again, we all work together to help those who need help, whatever kind of help it is. And I'm thinking back to the start of Keiki Kukua, because I just thought it was such a neat idea to be able to help, because the parents who offer themselves to take in foster kids, I mean that's a challenge in itself, and then to not have the tools to work with. And I recall the different conversations about, well, they need this and they need that, and that was kind of the start of it. And then the next thing I know, like we said, was the thrift store, and to see it and how it's grown, and how successful it's been, and I'm thinking that the budget, the recent county budget hearings. One of the comments that made the circle probably every day of budget hearings was how you came in and said you didn't need the additional money, and it was like, what a breath of fresh air.
I really didn't intend to make such a splash with that particular comment, but yeah.
No, but I mean, it's saying here's what we do and here's how we do it, and we have it figured out so that we can do it with what we have. And I think that that's something that a lot of us, kind of failed to remember over the years when things were so good and there was money available. It was like, okay, keep asking more and more and more and more. At some point, there isn't more.
And that may be part of my blissful ignorance, is that I've come in at a time, and I'm new at a time when things are lean, and they have been lean, and we have to get creative in how we put this together.
Right.
But, it's been clear that the county wanted to help us get started, and then wants to see us getting more and more self-sufficient. And we're trying to work in that direction with what we're doing, and it's always a challenge, and we still need help. But we wanted to make sure that the county understood that we got the message and we're heading in that direction. And I feel very fortunate for the way things have worked out, because after I made that statement and it made the paper, we got a call from the Weinberg Foundation, and we have been the recipients of their Christmas in June
Wow.
$10,000 grant.
There you go.
That they said, yeah, we think we could help out with this a little bit. And so we're just so thankful to them.
Isn't that terrific?
It was a wonderful call to get. And
Yeah.
actually, we're so happy that one of our scholarship recipients, the Keiki Kukua scholarship recipient, Ashley Went, is going over to Oahu on Friday to help accept the grant on our behalf
Oh, how
and speak
cool.
a little bit about her experience. So lots of good things happening.
Yeah, that's terrific. Now, you mentioned scholarship program. Tell me a little bit about the scholarship program. This is for foster kids.
Yes, it is. We have a $1,000 scholarship. This year, we awarded 3. And it's $1,000 to help defray the costs of college here in Hawaii. So it happens that the 2 recipients this year have chosen to go to UH Manoa. And so they'll be able to use that for their tuition or, whatever
Wow.
cost they incur there. And we have 2 wonderful recipients this year. Ashley Went, who is a graduate of Kamehameha Schools here on Maui, and then Isla Aki, who is a graduate of Lanai High School.
Oh, my goodness.
Sometimes people forget that we serve all of Maui County. And so it's so nice that we were able to say, yes, we've got someone on Lanai. Okay. And she's,
That's terrific.
they've just done a great job with coming from a lot of struggles that they had and things that they've dealt with to successfully and, overachieving in high school to the point that they're really fabulous girls, and we're really glad to see how they're going to do.
Wow. So now that's a 1-year, $1,000. Can it be renewed?
They
or?
can reapply.
Okay.
They can reapply in subsequent years, but it's very competitive. So you know.
I'll bet.
No, we're really glad to see it happen, though. And I actually invited both of them to come with me today if they would like to be on the radio. But one is preparing to be in a parade. The other one is preparing to go perform hula in Japan with her hula group.
Oh, my
and
gosh.
Yeah, they're a little too busy for us.
Hello, that's terrific. So they've kind of a coming out party. I mean, they've really grown through the program.
Yeah.
And have got a lot of things going on in their lives.
And isn't it nice to see that these are the kinds of things that we can say about former foster youth here in Maui County, that they can overcome the struggles that place them in foster care and be able to really be such successful members of our community.
Just move right on in life and get out there and really make something of themselves.
I hope that we keep hearing these stories over and over.
Boy, that's terrific. The scholarship, have you been doing that for several years now? Or
I believe so. It's been at least 3,
Okay.
but it may have been longer, but I would have to also
Yeah.
search into the history to see.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, that's just terrific. Now, that also comes out of the proceeds from the thrift store.
In
do
some
you have
part,
us?
and thank you
Okay.
for giving me the opportunity to give thanks to the Riverbend Foundation that gave us some money, CJ's Restaurant in Lahaina, and actually the Montessori of Maui. Their philanthropy club chose Keiki Kokua and Feed My Sheep as the 2 recipients of their benevolence this year. And so they gave us $750.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, to put toward our scholarship. So everything that didn't come from those sources comes from the thrift store and from our very hard workers there. Craig Phillips is our store manager and Donna Wilbur is our assistant manager. They really work so hard to provide what it is that we're able to give, and we really appreciate that from them as well.
You know, I said earlier that the great thing about this show is that I get to learn so much about all the different agencies, and now I'm getting to learn about other agencies that help these agencies, and it's like, you know, there's a way to do all these things. You just have to know who, and it's the old Maui way. It's who you know. It's the networking, and having a great program. I mean, if you don't have a great program, you're not going to get anywhere in those circles. But with a great program behind you, you can go out and find those funds. And I think what you're talking about is just a terrific example. And about how many kids are in foster care at this point?
Oh, no.
Is that a number
no,
you can even
No, I don't
guess?
even have a number on that. And
Okay.
I wish I did know. I wish I knew that specifically. But it,
I'm sure it's a lot more than we think.
and it varies quite a bit, and I should have been more prepared with my statistics
That's
for
okay.
you. Next time
We'll
I
get
come
you-
back,
we'll
I'll
get
have to
you
do that
next
as my
time.
homework.
Okay, we'll get you next time. We've been talking with Lisa Morrison, Executive Director of Keiki Kokua. What a great job they do in helping not only the kids, but the parents, the foster parents who bring these kids into their home to show them that there is another way to live and help them grow and change their futures. I want to thank you, Lisa, for being here today. And as we said earlier, the show is sponsored as a community service by Pacific Source, the Builder's Choice. If you're building or remodeling your home, please stop by their showroom in the Waikapu Bayshard. The Maui Nonprofit Directors Association's mission is to provide personal and professional support to nonprofit executive directors, their organizations, and a community of Maui. We encourage everyone to get involved by giving, advocating, or volunteering for your favorite nonprofit. There's one out there for you, whatever your interests are. Please visit our website at mauinonprofit.org for a list of member agencies, and we encourage you, again, to get involved and do it today. And on the list of member agencies, if you just click on it, like you go to Keiki Kokua, click on that, it'll take you to their website and tell you more about what they do. I want to thank everyone for tuning in, and don't forget to join us again next week right here on KAOI Radio, 1110 AM, 96.7 FM, when we'll be featuring representatives of 2 more member agencies of the Maui Nonprofit Directors Association. Until then, I'm Susie Tiemann, Interim Executive of Lokahi Pacific, and thanks again to Lisa Morrison of Keiki Kokua and Sharon Kepler from Goodwill Maui. Aloha and have a great week.